Hey everybody, this is Red Silvers and welcome back to Let's Replay Shivers. So last time we took this elevator up to this hidden room, which is actually a bedroom. So we're going to look around here for a moment. So there is a journal here. Kind of hard to read, and I'm going to kind of skip over it for a bit. He addresses the journal to his son, and it talks about him dropping the title Sir and going by Professor. And a lot of it is just like backstory about how he came to found the museum. And how he was very secretive. But one big one here is that he added a clock to the tower and set it to wake him up at 5:30 a.m. or p.m. since there is no AM or p.m. if he would remember to set the clock. And if you read here, it also says that the clock chimes at 3:15. And he talks about going to get the possessions of Siegfried Schwartz, the one that had the Exupi vessels. He also talks about seeing a boy in town that starts following him around, and how there's a girl following him around. And that when he returns from Africa, maybe he will have to invite them to the museum. Of course, we know how that ends. Sometimes you can find an Exupi up here, which kind of is obnoxious if it happens. And yes, he's the type to have a million copies of the same outfit, because why wouldn't he? So this here is a replica of the clock, and if you remember when we were in that clock tower, we saw faces. And this is important because if you fiddle around with this, eventually I said eventually. Also, some of these look like the lids to the pots. Alrighty, see how this one has the mouth open and it's the time, the 5:30 time? That's your clue that gives you. And that was our entire reason for coming up here. Although, once again, skull decorations, because why not more skulls? So of course now we have to go do another elevator puzzle just to go down. And now we're on the sixes. Okay, that's gonna be a little useless. Let's move these ones. I need to... Well, that'll start, but... Okay, so this will let me go that way, but I can't do anything with that one once I get it there. So let's... Okay, what's this one? This is a 2. And this is a 1. Okay. So... I don't know why I did that, because that's not going to help me. And that's a 2. So basically I have everything except that I can't get that up there, but I just need to like make you go down 1. Okay, let's loop this one around again. Well, that's not going to work, actually. Okay. It's like we're close here. I just need to get... That's not going to work either. This is where these get to be a pain in the butt. I just need to get you down here, but that's not going to work either. Okay. Alrighty, now, well, no. Some of these puzzles. Alrighty, well, you can reset it if it gets to be a pain. Alrighty. This one's easy enough, which means that this one right here is not going to cooperate, I'm betting. Alrighty, that wasn't too bad, actually. So hopefully this will be the last time that I need to use the elevators. Because there's not any mandatory use of the elevator other than coming into the museum and that one. Although apparently the qualification for 100% of this game requires that you do the elevator puzzle to at least the 6x6. I kind of watch the speedrun stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna know all of it. Like, for example, there's stuff... That's not what I was trying to do. There's stuff like you flip this and go out the door and it skips the door opening, except I clearly didn't do that. So we've done a lot down here, so let's go up the stairs here. There's our Exupi tune, and it's the chandelier, which you could probably guess is the crystal Exupi. Alrighty.
Much of what we know about early man comes from burial sites, but not without a price. Eternal life was the sustaining ideology for many ancient cultures, and they went to great lengths to prevent their dead from being violated. Venture on if you will, but beware the curse of the tomb.
Alright, so this is the tombs room. So, of course, you've got gravestones and stuff. And skulls. Beat, you need these lamps that display these skulls, apparently. So, this room here is the Tomb of the Exupi, if you recognize the symbol. If you remember, the professor had drawn this symbol in the dirt, and it was also on the book. And if you come in here, there is a plaque and talks about the Exupi coming and stealing their essences and them getting the pots to seal them. And then you can actually see the symbols for each pot. And this actually is kind of neat because if you're not sure which Ixupi looks like what, which pot looks like what, this can kind of be a clue. Unfortunately, you can't do anything with that room. Like, it would be neat if you could go in and be like, hey, I have this pot for the Ash Ixupi. Let's put it on the pedestal. No, it doesn't let you do that. But there is a skull dial here. So we want to mark this one green because that is the color that's in the brochure. Alright, we've marked that one as green. Come on. There's a little room back here that talks about, has Egypt. And I like this one. Search and you may learn wisdom from these ancient lips. There we go. It's like there's a way to get up here.
The heretics that lay beyond have driven out all of the gods save 8. So begins Egypt's decline. If thou art wise, thou shalt know that the names of this pharaoh and his queen be placed forever in shame on the columns of Ra.
Alright, so there's a puzzle here. You have these pillars. And I'm actually going to pull up the book for this one. I have the answer written down, but I'm going to just show you.
Care to refresh your memory?
Plus we'll be able to see in the flashback screen here. We've got quite a bit of stuff here now. I know what 2 of these that are missing are, but I'm not sure. Well, I know what 3 of these that are missing are, but I'm not sure what the other one is. But if we go to the Egyptian Hieroglyphs Explained, it's actually these 2 right here. Because they tried to worship only the god Aten, and thus began the downfall. So that's how you get the clue to that. So you have to come and put them into the pillars here. Once you have a start, it's pretty easy to figure out because it all lines up. And once you get both names on the pillars, it opens up, and we have a pot here. Looks like it's got duck feet. So we'll go ahead and keep the lid that we have for now. And here is a section about Anubis. And you can come in here. Oh! Nope, nope, nope. As soon as that started playing that music, I was like, nope, nope, nope. Ooh, that's creepy sounding. Ooh. That one was just weird. I still love that effect, though. That is still one of the neatest ways to instill dread in this game, is just start playing that tune. So we'll go up this way. And we have this puzzle. Easiest way I found to do this is just start with a connection and work your way from there. Because once you've got a line, it makes sense that it would connect. Hang on here. Oh yeah, it would make sense that it would all line up. Although this is not. There we go. Yeah, that one's not complicated. Now this song gives me PTSD for a completely different reason.
Death comes uneasily to the mind of man. Burial customs throughout the world arise from the belief that the survivors can secure life after death for the deceased. You will find here that man has conceived of many ways to honor the dead.
So now we've gone from the tombs and curses to the burial rites room. Oh. I'm not even sure who would be in there. But here is the Norse burial ship, which in the brochure is listed as the Viking burial. So we want to turn this to blue, or purple. I say it's blue, but as long as it matches the color that you see. I don't even know who would be in here, but it sounds like cloth, which I'm pretty sure was the one that was in the other room. Alrighty, so over here, there's a book on the ground. This is Merrick's journal. Big thing is that he followed the professor home one time and saw him at the outskirts. And he watched him do the little thing on the gazebo that made the bridge come up. He's been mapping out the area so that he can figure out how to get in there. Beth keeps following him around. And then September 26th, they decide they're going to sneak into the museum. And he's got his whole idea planned out to spend 2 hours at the museum. This is the important one here. This is a very odd museum. There are lots of rooms we can't even get into and puzzles everywhere. We found this one exhibit that had some ancient pots. There was a warning outside not to disturb them, but Beth said she didn't believe the sign and opened one of them anyway. There was a pretty cool noise and it felt like cold wind coming out of the pot. I thought I saw green electrical charges coming out of it, but Beth said it was probably from negatively charged ions or something. I helped her open the rest. It was pretty neat. And now they are getting attacked because they opened all the pots with the Exupi in them. And he found Beth's body in the basement. And he keeps fighting the pots all over. If only I could find a way out. All the doors are locked. Maybe they won't find me here. Hi, Merrick. So there's Merrick's body. He also told us where Beth's body is, but we won't be ready for that one yet. So if we didn't have the Ashik Soupy, we could find him here, but we've already caught him. And then here is one of the worst puzzles in the game, which I am not going to do yet. We're going to explore a little more. Yes, because I want to come to this room.
You are now in the world of the shaman, or witch witch doctor, whose purpose is to act as intermediary for gods and men. The shaman acts as doctor, frightening evil spirits away from the sick, or officiating in the practice of human sacrifice to pacify angry gods.
Alright, so we're here in the... Oh. I don't want to set that off. That one's the wax Big Soupy. I can hear him over there. Now, I think you can stash an item in one of these, but maybe I was wrong. There's footprints. There's a ladder that fell, and of course, there's paint up there, and there's a camera. Alright, so there is a passage here you can see, and you can see that the footprints went in that passage. We had to bang these drums. We don't know the actual code to do it. Now, I will say this about the game, that the puzzles, you don't have to have read the solution in the books or done certain things. Like, I have the password, I know what it is, I could open that now, but I'm showing you how you would go about getting that information instead of just breezing right through the game. Now see, this one's gone. In fact, while I'm down in this room, one thing that you can do down here, you can turn this, and yep, you can bring the water Exupi down here, which is convenient because you can bring it down here, so when you get the pot to catch it, you don't have to go track it down. And the place that we saw him at the beginning of the game, I don't think you can actually encounter him there again. So, being able to bring him here helps you not have to cross half the museum to find him somewhere else. So I could have done this last time, but I need to go back up here. And let's see here. Seeing if I can remember this. Oh. I didn't realize that it just listed that. Okay, hang on. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I think I screwed up the first chain here. But let's go look at the time up here. Alright, so we already did the Anansi Spider song. So let's see. Oh, this is in the Tomb of the Exupi. We haven't been to this room yet, but there's a Stonehenge. This is the one that we're looking for. Let me just see where else we have here. That's where we were a minute ago with Merrick's body. This is the clock. Okay, so I got the minutes set. I just need to get the hours set right. Oh, and this is where the Stonehenge that we came in is. This room we haven't been to, but there is a skull dial there, so you know we're going to be going there at one point. That looks like the basement hallway where all Beth's stuff was. This is the animal room. So this, by default, has to be the hallway that we came in. If you remember when we were in the underground before we actually got into the museum, there's a camera by the elevator. It kind of spooks you. But this is the other one that we came here to look. This is the witch doctor room. There he is. And Ramta Boba Taramba. But first things first here. Let's go try this again. So now it's not going to chime the hours because I pulled the I'm not on the hour anymore. So we might just have to do this a couple of times just to look around here. I guess if I knew how far each rotation was making it go back. Let's try. So that should be, oh, I know what it was. It does it every 5 hours. Okay. Like the second chain does the minutes, but the first chain just changes the hour. And we have a lid. We have a lid that looks like snakes. But yeah, if we go and look at this, now it's 5:30, so that's what that puzzle is. And we'll have to remember that there's a lid up here. Actually, instead of having to remember that, what I could do is come out here. Now that Exupi is gone, let's bring this one and set it here. And we'll just go back and get that. And yeah, it'll make this a little longer, but then later on, we won't have to go back up there again. Because we got everything that we need to do in this room taken care of. We saw Beth's ghost, we got the Anansi Spider song selected, and we did the clock tower puzzle and got the lid, and then brought the lid out. So yeah, we'll just do this now so that later on I don't have to come all the way up here. And I don't know off the top of my head what lids any of these are. Which is going to, of course, make things interesting when we start finding pots to go with them. The only one that I know for a fact is that there's one pot that we won't use till the very end. Alright, we'll leave that there. And we'll head back up. Hello again. And we'll head back to that witch doctor room. Now that we have that puzzle. So this puzzle that's in here is the Chinese checkers puzzle. And I'm not going to do it right now just because it's a pain. But fortunately, I played through this before and did videos for YouTube. The ones that I mentioned that were done with annotations. And this puzzle doesn't have a randomness to it. So the solution is the same all the time. Which means that the video that I used for that is one of the more popular random videos that I have. Like, people have searched that video up to find that solution. So I'm just gonna get that solution from that later on. But for now, we need to get this. We're gonna go Ram to Boba to Ramba. And that one I always mess up, so I'm glad I didn't this time.
No tribute pleases an angry god better than a blood sacrifice. Fortunately for man, there are benevolent as well as vengeful gods.
So this is the god's room. I remember I told a friend that... Hello. That's probably the wood Igsupi. In fact, I know it is because I can see him right there. He's this thing over here. I think that might be my favorite variant of the Igsupi themes, actually. And no, it's not this big one, it's the little one. It's that little one right there. It's like, I was gonna look at the plaque, but maybe I won't do that. Yeah, I thought it was this huge one over here, but no, it's this little one. Mayan gods. And here's Thor. But as I was saying before that, Igsupi threw me off. I had a friend and I told him that there was this room in this called the God's Room, and he interpreted that like God's bedroom, and he's like, what would God's room be like? And I haven't talked to this guy for like 10 years now, but that just randomly came to mind. Here is another skull dial, so let's see what this exhibit is. This is Janus. Now see, here it says he's looking forward into the underworld and backward into the realm of the living. I always thought that it was that he saw into the future and into the past. But anyway, that's who January is named after, I believe. So let's go ahead and do our skull dial. This is the two-headed god, which is red. Which is fitting, this is a very red room. Oh, the red door. fitting. This is an interesting puzzle. This was in Beth's book. No, I want to rotate. No, I want to rotate the thing. That's not what I like. Come here. That's what I wanted to do. So there's a picture of this in Beth's journal. And it's kind of another one where you get a starting point and you can kind of try to piece... this is too far forward. Over. I need to move these one more. Once you have like a basic starting point, you can kind of logic it out. And I actually don't think that you can see the... I don't think you can look at the picture in the book. Like, I think if you go to look at the picture, I think it resets. But why don't we go back and look at that? If it'll let me out.
Care to refresh your memory?
I have notes for some of these puzzles. I didn't think to draw a picture of this. Not the ghost. I want the address book. Yeah, so that kind of helps a little bit, but really, you just kind of have to piece it together. And now I probably have to start that all over because it probably all reset. But... and you're in the wrong spot again. So this, I know, is going to be somewhere like in the middle. Come on. And like that's going to be not like right there, but... so this is like one of these. Alright, this one is the one I know goes right here. Because it has that little dot. And maybe that goes there. This is the kind of puzzle that it just... like, I'm okay at doing puzzles, but like some of the... if they were all already facing in the direction that they needed to be, it would be less... yeah, that's not in the right spot at all. Less frustrating, but... and this might not even be this kind of a shape. No, get out of the puzzle. Thank you. Like, this looks like... this would go... alrighty. Just trying to get the little like swatches lined up. That looks about right. Like, that's not right where they go, but just kind of figuring out where these all face. This, I think, is like up here. And this is like... So, I think this goes down like this. And then that goes there. So that goes there. So this one is going to be more on the top. Maybe. That's not right. Or maybe that is right. Maybe this is wrong. Yeah, that's more right than... There we go. And then, if I remember right, this one. This looks like the piece that would go right here. Alrighty. And then... That's the right kind of shape, but that's not what I'm looking for that goes there. It's not either. But that sure is. So I feel like this is the one that goes right here. And that goes there. I'm just kind of like looking at the shape that we have left now and trying to go from there. That's not right anyway. That doesn't go there. This, maybe, yeah, that looks about right. And that was the one that was misleading right there. No. This goes right here. And then this is going to go right here. Which puts this one right here. And then we can start working our way down on this one. Which, that goes there. And we did that one. So my understanding is you can come at this door from the opposite direction and you won't have to do that puzzle. And we lost our music. Alrighty. So here, there's a statue that has a cavity in it. And to do that we have to do a very tedious puzzle, the Sumerian Lyre puzzle. And this is pretty basic. It's Simon. And I'm trying to think of how you say this. You have to give it a moment when you click them. There's a slight delay. So you click and it seems like you missed it. It's also really finicky. Yeah, like I thought that one string didn't work. And I always feel like I'm going to mess this up. Oh, nope. I dislike this puzzle. Unlike some of the other really hard puzzles in this game, this one is random. So you just have to do it till you get it right. No, see, I thought I clicked that string over there and I didn't click it. When you click the string, it doesn't immediately play it. And also sometimes it's very finicky whether or not it's going to work. 2, 8, 1. This last string is finicky as heck. Alrighty, come on. Two more, come on. Alrighty. Alrighty. And we have another lid. This one looks like the fountain that's in the main room. And it also looks like the little pieces that were in the elevator puzzle. The ones when they were 4 across. Alright, so that's one of the more tedious puzzles that you can't just memorize and brute force your way through. You just kind of have to sit there and go through that until you get it. Some things around here. And there's a backpack right here. Beth, you look like a dork. Alright, so this is the other book. When I was mentioning there was something that I didn't know what belonged in the flashback. This was the missing one. Ancient Astrology. It's autographed to Merrick in 1978. And here he talks about Professor. I don't think there's actually a clue in that book. So if I had to guess, it's the snake. Yep, it's a wax snake.
Plato first coined the word mythologia, or the telling of stories. Fictional or historical, myths are a universal creation. They attempt to explain the unexplainable, the world, God, monsters, man's very existence itself, and death.
Alright, so this is the myths room. And here's the African creation myth, where we talk about Anansi the spider. So, we had to set the radio in the clock tower in order for this to turn. If you don't set it, then this won't start. And we have a pot here. This is the oil and tar Xupi pot, which I actually want to keep that one with me. And then right here we have what I believe is the crystal pot. Since I have that, I don't think it's going to match that lid that I had, but we can try it. It does! So I believe this is the crystal one. We're going to go ahead and check that, though. Yeah, that is the crystal pot. So actually, I was going to take the tar and oil pot with us, but instead, I'm going to take this so that we can go catch that crystal Xupi. But I think this is actually a good place to stop it for now. No! I was going to say, this might be a good place to stop it for now, but I didn't mean to tell the game to try and exit out without saving. That wouldn't be good at all. Actually, I wonder if I save while there's an Xupi, will it save that the Xupi is there next time? That's something to find out for next time. But until next time, this has been Red Silvers. Have yourself a good night.